Popeyes. Popeyes. Hi. No, hi. And Bailey's over there eating grass. All right, so my phone's about to die, so I'm just gonna do a quick, just 2 layers and then a window, the old window with styrofoam. So it is Sunday afternoon. I don't know. It's probably somewhere around 6 o'clock by now. But we finished this well just now. And of course, so I was sitting on the floor getting all of the, of course I didn't vacuum the crevice yet, but I was getting all of the bits of drywall out of there because they did the drywall first and then laid the hardwood floor down. And then, yeah, that side took me a long time. My dad said that he got most of the stuff out of this corner, but he needs to somebody needs to spend a little bit more time down there. So yeah, we didn't get all of, my mom's idea was to not worry about all of the screws and nails quite yet. So that's why you see a lot of the paper from the insulation still. Because my mom's idea, I mean, I guess it looks like we got most of them from that wall. But my mom's idea was that I can putz along with that after work this week. So yeah, this is where a window used to be. That's another thing how all of these houses were built. All of them have, I was chatting with my neighbor about it the other day, that all of them have essentially the same floor plan with small tweaks. One of the design things that they always did was a window here and a window there. So that would never have been a door. This would have been the door to the back/side yard. But yeah, so I love this though, having the attached garage and then an entrance or an exit there. So anyways though, yep, that is, I guess I can turn on my wide angle camera so you can see a bit better. I am going to remove these. I'm thinking maybe I'll cut them off so that I can, I don't know, throw them in my free pile on the rummage sale or something. So we're not going to worry about this because this is an interior wall and it doesn't have anything in it. And my dad and I were chatting earlier that it's like technically these are exterior walls. I mean, most of this one goes into the garage, so less important. But so there's 2 feet of real, well, 2.5, because there's like a half to a foot right here. But then there's that much of exterior wall. But it's like there's no electrical in there, so it's like no, you know. Of course, I mean I could update the insulation, but there should be insulation in there. So that's a hell of a lot of work for such a small difference. So we're skipping it. Eventually that door will be replaced, but we're not doing it now. My dad had mentioned something about it earlier and I'm like, well, we could, but yep, so that whole wall is done. My dad did this thing with all of the cold air returns. A piece of the paneling that we would remove from the basement. He cut that, and then there's still a little bit of a gap between the flooring and the paneling, so that's why he put some trim there. So that's just temporary so that we still have some cold air returns, because the cold air return in that corner is completely blocked right now. And I mean, I don't know. Having one blocked is okay, I guess, but we really shouldn't have too many blocked. So yeah, you can see how I did that too. And yeah, so we're not going to worry about removing this drywall again, because I mean, I already put my rock wool insulation in here anyway, so I would like to avoid it. But of course they made it a little bit difficult because they put this sheet of sheetrock in first and then this one. So I have a tiny bit more that I couldn't get up there. So... But, yep. And then I figured I'm not worrying about the crevice there with insulation and this small crevice there with insulation. I'm not even going to worry about those. It has insulation. It's not a big difference. So I'll just leave it. And yeah, and of course we moved all of our stuff in here after we finished. And my brother did this, so that's why there's none of it on video. And again, they did this wall and then this one. So there's quite a bit here that my brother didn't get. And yeah, so I think you should have seen all of this. My dad removed the soffit, and this is the bit of electrical that I've removed so far. There was the plug-in for the stove, the plug-in for the for the cooktop, and then 2 regular outlets. So that's why this guy is hanging there, because he was an outlet. This guy was from the range hood. So that's why he was capped off already, because my dad did that one. So I have not done that guy. I have not capped him off yet, but the rest of the wires I just pulled into the basement down. So is that for now. So yeah, after work, as I said, I'm probably going to throughout the week I'm going to come back and remove all the nails and the staples and stuff. I wanted to get most of the drywall done, so I didn't have to get like really messy. Like I'm like, look how white my hair is. So yeah, I guess I'll have to do a little bit like in that little corner down there and that couple of those other spots where drywall was overlapping or whatever. I'll try to do a little bit of that. But then I'm just going to do screws and nails, so I'm not going to video that this week. And then the following week of May 11th, I took the whole week off to work on the house. And I'm going to call Muse Lumber tomorrow because they said that it would be about 3.5 weeks for my windows. I wasn't expecting 3.5, even though that's what they told me. But tomorrow will be 6 weeks, so I'm not happy. So I'm really hoping that somebody was just negligent and forgot to call me that they were in. But that is all. I am probably going to give myself the night off. So, good night. Hello. So it is Friday, May 8th, and it's like 6:30 or something. But I figured I am going to remove a little bit more of the electrical because I want to try and see what I can do to make my bill for my electrician a little bit lower. But this guy here, and then there's another one right there, I'm leaving them there because I am not climbing in the attic. So I'm leaving those there for them. But there was a couple of down below here. This is in the kitchen. So the oven one was there, and then the cooktop one was like here, and then there was 2 outlets on this wall, regular outlets. I used my tester. Oops, it's on. I used it in there to make sure everything was off. I turned everything off at the breaker, and just now, even though the breakers are off, I taped them so that it's very obvious. My dad was saying that I should, I'm cutting this entire thing off, but it's like, and I mean, these are the big boys. These ones are for the cooktop oven, and that one was for an old dryer that was down here. But it's like my dad was saying that I should I should wire nut every single wire. That's a lot of work. And especially when my electricians are coming next week. So I figure for the extra bit of caution, I will tape the ones that are absolutely do not turn these ones back on. This one is off, but it's for those 2 outlets. So it's like, whatever, that one's not dangerous. But the ones that are possibly a little bit questionable, oh yeah, this one is even like, it's questionable, but it's like, no lines are actually cut there. It's just questionable because the outlet was in the flood. But I'm talking too much now. So that's what I've done. These, as I said, these are the big boys. I was talking to Copilot because Copilot was the one I had asked it, hey, can I tape these over? And it said, yes, that's a great idea. And it was saying that I should cut these back a little bit and even bundle them together. But so I grabbed my aviation snips to try and get through them, and I'm not getting through those. In Copilot's words, it's like trying to cut a tree branch with a scissors. I somehow managed to get through them when they were upstairs with a standard side cutter, but that was difficult as all hell. So that is what I'm doing, and I'm about to go back up and remove a little bit more.